I've been a casual fan of the Monkey Ball series for a while since they provide an arcade-like sense of delight that's entirely unique to itself. After falling in love with the franchise all over again due to the compiled classics within Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, I grew pretty excited by the prospect of a new original entry, and lo and behold, that's what we've gotten in the form of Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble, an exciting step forward for this formerly dormant IP, being the first wholly original entry in over a decade. Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble is precisely what you'd expect of a classic Monkey Ball, as it boasts numerous obstacle-like course stages where you tilt the environment to reach the goal. This simple objective is outfitted by stage design of all shapes and sizes, requiring different skill sets, whether it be pure speed against the time limit or methodical patience against timed hazards. First and foremost is the question of physics. Since I'm not a veteran fan who's acutely familiar with the physics of these games, I can't comment on how faithful this entry feels compared to previous entries. Still, at least personally, Banana Rumble immediately felt natural, thanks to the intuitive momentum and sense of turning. Momentum is always crucial in this series, albeit more significant in some particular entries than others. Regardless, in Banana Rumble, momentum feels the most vital it has ever been, thanks to the implementation of the new spin dash maneuver. As its naming origin from the Sonic the Hedgehog series implies, this technique functions as you'd imagine. By holding down the B button, you can charge a swift dash forward, with distance and speed dependent on how long you hold the button alongside the current involved stage context. As potentially minor as this new feature sounds, it's a game changer that feels like a natural extension of the series' design. Thinking back to the original titles, for instance, the sheer act of tilting the stages involves altering your trajectory and speed depending on your placement of the map, so you can probably imagine why being able to charge acceleration manually is a pretty major incorporation. Admittedly, I had some concerns surrounding the spin dash since I was unsure if it would be an overly broken avenue like the manual jump from Banana Blitz, though it was admittedly a toggle there. However, the more I played Banana Rumble, the more impressed I became by the spin dash. Rather than feeling like a superfluous supplementary addition meant to induce hollow fulfillment, its capabilities add genuine strategy to stage navigation. The beginning worlds of the adventure mode are pretty typical of Monkey Ball. However, the later worlds have stages, while I doubt necessarily require the spin dash, highly benefit from its utilization. In fact, it would likely become a tool you'll naturally come to grasp, with one of the most common examples being tilting platforms that necessitate you to speed past inclines in a limited time before the height at the end of the road is mitigated. All of this to say is that the spin dash in Banana Rumble is undeniably a defining feature, and if you click with it, it really clicks. The fact that you can't spam it, communicated by a ring inside the player ball, acting as a timer, adds to its charm as a limited yet effective tool. On a similar note, Banana Rumble is a challenging and demanding experience throughout adventure mode, which can also be viewed as the story mode. In a reasonably expected fashion, the first few worlds of adventure mode are child's play that requires little thought to complete, sans a handful of banana collectibles needed for optional in-game missions. However, the later worlds gradually demand increased levels of patience and precision. One's response to these later stages will determine their overall thoughts by the end of it all. Still, if you're a Monkey Ball enthusiast, you'll feel right at home. The age-old practice of ignoring the seemingly intended level routes in favor of inventive shortcuts is as prominent as ever, bolstered by the presence of the spin dash. This truly does feel like a new, reinvigorated age of classic Monkey Ball, through and through. Each of the worlds is also distinct in presentation and level types, so the potential medium of basic gameplay systems is rarely pronounced. Plus, the even more challenging extra stages unlocked when you beat the adventure mode, so there is no shortage of difficulty for veteran fans to anticipate. For those unaccustomed to Monkey Ball's difficulty and simply yearn for progression above all else, various assist features are in place, such as a rewind, ghost guide, route guide, and even checkpoints. I found myself using the ghost guide once for a stage where I didn't realize it was possible to move specific objects stuck on the ground by moving up against them, so that was a bit of a revelation. However, besides those possible cases of general confusion, I don't recommend using these assist features since they are far too much. It's essentially always clear what you must do and where you must go to complete a stage. All that's left is persistence and actualization. It's also worth noting that Banana Rumble has a story, and while it's undoubtedly here, I'm just mentioning it out of obligation since the narratives in Monkey Ball are never even remotely close to a driving force. The plot follows a newly introduced character, Pallet, who teams up with the returning cast to find her father. This leads to a journey where they all traverse the adventure mode worlds to find parts related to unlocking the legendary banana, supposedly connected to this missing parental figure. The beginnings and ends of each world contain fully animated cutscenes detailing these events, and that's about it. Still, I'm somewhat glad they went through the trouble of implementing a story at all, even if I and countless others will never reflect on it for a second. It adds nothing whatsoever, although there is a certain sense of charm and whimsy present in these scenes that evokes nostalgia. Of course, it wouldn't be Monkey Ball without mentioning the minigames present in battle mode, playable for up to 4 players locally with the caveat of 2 on one Nintendo Switch, or 1 person on 4 separate Switches via local wireless, as well as 16 players online. The party nature of this package shines exponentially from the outset. They can also be played with CPUs entirely. Personally, I've never really stuck around for the minigames in this franchise, but there's a decent variety here. Firstly, there is race, which is what you would imagine. You simply try to reach the goal before other players with power-ups and such. This is the safest and most straightforward of the minigames, so you can't go wrong with it. The second minigame is Banana Hunt. This puts players in a somewhat compact stage where you must collect the highest number of bananas in a limited time. This is also quick to grasp and rather enjoyable in short bursts. The third minigame is Baboom. This is a hot potato and probably my favorite. It remains consistently tense, especially near the end when only a handful of players remain. However, the final 2 minigames were not for me. Goal Rush is a team-based mode where countless goals are littered, and your objective is to roll through goals that have the most points and are your team's color for bonus points. Additionally, rolling into an opposing team's goal will change it to your color, and this is significant since points are rewarded at the end depending on how many goals a team owns. The issue with Goal Rush is how tedious it is since getting through a goal reverts you to the start of the stage, so there's just a lot of brief waiting that adds up, ultimately feeling like a boring time sink. The final minigame is Robot Smash. This is another team-based mode where all you try to do is destroy robots faster than the other team, with speed and weight impacting the amount of damage you do. This sounds fantastic in practice due to strategy being at the forefront, but the practice of repeatedly hitting the robots by rolling into them grows dull. I could still see this becoming a favorite amongst some crowds. As a wrap-up, Banana Rumble features plenty of other menus you should know immediately. As previously mentioned, characters have stats, making your choice of whoever to play genuinely matter and individualizing a player's choice. Additionally, you can alter intricate settings like the analog stick dead zone and the camera. I stuck with the defaults of every option and found them pretty suitable, but they're there should you deem alterations if necessary. As you progress, you'll earn currency for character customization shop items. The lack of a premium currency makes acquiring these rewards a relieving worthwhile. Lastly, there is a photo mode present because, of course, there is. To be completely honest, I have no idea how the Monkey Ball fanbase will respond to Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble, since years of absence and then getting burned by new releases with disagreeable physics haven't won their favor. Still, as a sideline casual enjoyer, Banana Rumble is exactly what I wanted. The intuitive controls, addictively challenged stage layouts, and boatloads of content were more than enough to win me over. Even though I wish the in-game shop had more meaningful unlockables, and the minigames weren't an all-pleasing cup of tea, Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble is an honest-to-goodness attempt at resurging this series once again, and I believe it to be the best attempt yet.
Noisy Pixel is giving Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble an 8.5 out of 10.
Thank you for watching. Noisy Pixel is a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please subscribe to keep up with all of our future content.
Noisy Pixel.